Hi, I'm still in my pajamas. In fact, I've been on film for like 2 years because for a year I didn't film, but you could still see my pattern of basically what I did, and I didn't wait till the afternoon to bathe ever. I do that here for obvious reasons. So, thanks to my writing skills, everybody can clearly read what the routine is here, the patterns, and so on and so forth. And, like, of course, what happened again downstairs in the kitchen. Okay. The woman, it was more like a woo. It was someone fucking surprised her. Okay. And it was the hooker. It was the house chick up there. After all that, I immediately said, the hooker's back. And then I thought, did someone chase a rat? I went through all the plausible scenarios. I'm like, no, mama, no, mama. You know, you're an adult. Almost beyond reasonable doubt what you just heard down there. But that's why we need the police. For legal reasons, excuse my vocabulary, I lost a lot of my, through stress. For legal reasons works. We need the police to come here and bring forth some real, hey, evidence. Because I'm hearing this stuff. All right. I was supposed to go ahead and film now. This is just gotta stop. I need to move out of here. I need to try to get over my resentment of Philadelphia, wasting my time and my money, and the trauma more trauma. Like the last 3 years was enough, right? But going up there and this fucking desperation and having nobody rent to me or even reply. And you don't even know because I haven't vocalized or written about how many rejections. I'm like begging people in Philly. So I'm kind of disillusioned with the United States people. What I've decided is I got to get out of here, go to small town. I don't know because the pandemic, insurrection, I don't know. This is what I swear I do, and you can see I do it. I pray and I ask for guidance. What am I doing today? Because this is so overwhelming to me. When you are in this kind of situation, trust me, I hope it don't happen to anyone else, especially not another woman. But you just got to take it day by day. I'm going to be okay in here. These people are doing horrid shit in this house. That's all I've been telling the police. You need to come here. You need to talk to these fucking people. All right? All right. While I was on my porch, all I saw was people walking dogs. There's something up with all the dogs here and all the white people, elite, rich, wealthy whites, all walking dogs. It's kind of creepy, dude, after a certain point. Take my punk rock perspective of this. I see all these straight whites, straight, conformist, all dressed in Eddie Bauer. That's all you fucking see. They no other clothes they wear. And they all be walking dogs, dude. I'm not fucking kidding, man. Okay? They all look the other way, like this house don't exist. I'm standing on the porch with my cardigan sweater on, in my pajamas. It was a scene. They do not care in this neighborhood what happens in houses to anyone as long as they're white power movement. This is what I've decided, yeah, as long as this is still going. But I have to inform them it's not going. You don't have a white power movement here. What you have is an attack coming from Russia and Al Qaeda over there in the Middle East. That's what you got. You don't have a white power movement here. There's something seriously societally, I can't speak very well. I'm scared here all the time. Societally wrong with the United States citizens that they can't see the fuck reality, man. That's what you got coming here. It ain't no white power movement, folks. Okay, you can go ahead and keep looking away and pretending you don't see and none of this is happening in this house. And I strongly allege hookers are walking in here and they're not walking out. You can go ahead and even ignore that there's a house like that next door to you, dude, in a really expensive white neighborhood. Just this, the whatever the word of this is, layering, man. But that is at this point such stark denial on all of their parts, the United States citizenry, that it can't be denied. Which leaves me no other recourse but just to go ahead and be truthful. It's not for any motive except it's the truth. You don't have a white power movement here anymore. You did a little bit back in the day. You have an attack from Russia and Al Qaeda coming to you, dude. I don't know what's going to happen, right? Because these people are so out of it. That's why I swear to God, it's another reason these fucks can't resist. Because they really think they have a chance to fucking take our country. The people are so out of it here. I know. This is the fucking truth. It was another unconscious state I had where I was in Chicago and there was a massive WMD attack. I put it on the YouTube, just like I put on my dinner last night. Everybody knows I wasn't pounding on the walls or doing violent things in here. This man does violent things in here. Why is he so empowered that this is still continuing? All right. Anyways. What I dreamt was Chicago looked like Bosnia. And I'll just do it again. There was houses, some still had power. But it was hard if you lived in a tall building to get on the elevator. But you still have power in your individual houses, certain blocks. But the rest looked like Bosnia. Outside all dark. Bosnia, okay? I'm getting a little impatient with having to explain things right now. Bear with me. I thank you for that. Outside, it was dark at night. And that's when these white power folks in the United States were still hanging strong. And they're like in small packs. And they kind of run through the downtown of Chicago. There's noise, I'm going to wait. And they think just to themselves that they're taking the country. Like, no, dude, they're not. They just got ransacked by serious enemy military. You're not taking the country. But whatever that dream was, it symbolized a lot to me. The mindset of a lot of Americans here, their denial is so great. Even when you're a major city like Chicago, God forbid it is ever a reality, is a mirror image of Bosnia after they were hit, right, with all these missiles. They still think they're taking the country when they're just running around. Maybe, let me give you a number. There'd be like 5 of them cruising, and then another 5. They're not organized. They're just kind of scattered like rodents, running around. White power. Yeah, it's what I saw. It was really weird. That wasn't the threat, though. The threat was these folks that just made the town look like Bosnia, man. So, yeah, but I'm a people person. I'm an American. So I definitely remember what I saw in my dream. Whatever it is, it symbolized a lot to me. There's so many Americans that no matter what happens, they're still taking the country back. No matter what happens. No matter who just made your town look like Bosnia. Do you even connect the dots? They're not with you, dude. They're going to take your country from you. No. To a lot of them, they're taking the country back no matter what. I don't know. Like, do you need to put them in re-education camps for a little bit and somehow get it through their heads? Russia and Iran and Al Qaeda and all of them came to take your country. You're not taking the country back, especially if a major city looks like Bosnia, man. You're not doing that. So this is what I mean. And when we saw the insurrection, it really showed that. This is not funny. What do we do? What is that called? The state of mind they're in and how deep into it they are. And what do we do? Because I see it when I'm on the porch. They just look away, keep looking away, keep walking your dog. Everybody's dressed the same. Everybody has dogs. We're okay. Whatever we're believing is going to be. Even if Washington, D.C. looks like Bosnia, we're going to take the country back in packs of 5 running around with our guns we got at our gun store. Dude, there are some in these white nationalist militias that I have theorized work with more or less the Kremlin. They got their heads together. There might be a few that strayed off and work with the wingnuts. But they're not, the threat here isn't coming from our own people like they like to tell you on the news. The threat is coming from overseas, okay? And they're really pissed at the people here because I do theorize that they used to kind of all be in a gang. And whatever it is, that's their dynamic, their issues. They're not so much, I think, tight and solid. So, yeah, because what I saw when I was unconscious, whatever I want to take it as is my business, was the people here, even after their town looks like Bosnia, think that they're doing it. Even if they know Russia did it, they're still going to take it back. Like, they're really fucking out of their minds, dude. And do you know what kind of people that would be to deal with if you're National Guard or you're Allied Force? They're going to fight you too because we're taking the country back. It's just level on level of chaos is the best I can describe it. Because you got the real fucks that just made your town look like Bosnia. And then you got these civilians, I guess domestic terrorists, all over running around taking the country back. Like who? They don't even know, I don't think who exactly they are fighting. Which is why, if I'm correct, these foreign fucks love that. The level of confusion and chaos here is you couldn't ask for anything better. All right? And so if this theory is even traceably correct, I want to let the troops and the U.S. and everybody know it beforehand so they can take their expertise, because they are experts, and they can prepare. I hope I helped. I'm going to deal with my mom. I don't like at all that my mom's talking to these people and not telling me. She might not have been. She might not have got the email. But look, she has on record done this stuff before, talked to people and not told me. And it's very, I can't find the word. It's not okay. All right? All right. I'm fine in here, man. And about my written statement, about what I saw Russ and Gwen doing that day that I had my spiritual guidance. Of course, you leave the guidance out. Don't tell the boss about the guidance. Try not to. That's what I always told myself in my personal business. Try not to tell your boss if you get a job in criminal justice, right, about how you're doing this. Because it's kind of crazy, right? You know? Right. You can't tell your boss that. But after a point, your boss is going to want to know, Mommy, how are you doing that, right? Yeah. Well, Jesus had a different plan that I would do this way. And so now everybody knows, hey, it's my spiritual guidance. And it's spot on. It's proven year after year. And that's why I'm persecuted by the government. Because the government is involved with a white nationalist attempted overthrow. And I was telling the public that. And I explained it to the public that this is my spiritual guidance. All right? Your government in the United States is in the midst of an attempted overthrow of the government for white nationalism. And because I was spot on with that, however, I got this fucking statement I made, right? And I put it public. The government persecuted me for it. And that is why there's no police that ever come here to this house. And that is why these criminals just do whatever they want every day. And that is why I believe I see all these whites. I think it goes further. Yeah, I do. I have every right to contemplate it. That is why I see when I'm out there on the porch, all the whites walking the dogs, dressed in Eddie Bauer. It's like the Stepford Wives here. And they all look away, look away, look away. Whatever happens in this house is cool as long as it doesn't disrupt the white power movement, which I have to tell them, which I already have. You don't have one here anymore, dude. You need to fucking really start fucking defending the country. That's what I'm suggesting you start doing. All right. I will write for the boss what I saw and what I heard Gwen and Russ doing the day that I felt, sensed something wasn't right. I'm just going to write like a daily log of what they did. I'm going to hand it to the boss. I'm not going to say any more about my guidance. That's what I'm putting up today, right? It's just a log of that day. All the things I heard and saw, nothing else. All right, God bless America. Say goodbye.